वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. I welcome everyone who are available in the temple and who are also online. Today 23rd December, we are coming at the end of the year 2023 very soon, and we are going forward with our study of Gita, Shrimad Bhagvad Gita. Yesterday we had a Gita JDT, that is a birthday of Shrimad Bhagvad Gita, and we must talk about it when we are the students, when we are interested to learn about the life, what is life and what we are. If we are interested, we should be also learning who taught that to us, and who taught us is Yogeshwar Krishna in Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. So yesterday was the day when Shrimad Bhagavad Gita was told by or sung by Sri Krishna to Arjuna. So yesterday was a Gita Jayanti, the only book in the world whose birthday is celebrated in the world. There are no other books in the world whose birthday is celebrated. It is very interesting that this birthday is celebrated for what purpose and all. But instead of going into it, we will talk a little bit about our perception about Gita and how we will be we are looking at it. So number one is that we say that we don't have time. I don't have time. मुझे टाइम नहीं है, मेरे पास समय नहीं है गीता की स्टडी करने के लिए, गीता पढ़ने के लिए मेरे पास समय नहीं है. That is what we say first. इतना समय किसके पास है? Who has got this much time? So at that moment we have to remember that Gita was told by Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. When it is on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it is a dire time, it is a dire necessity to act. We can say that if somebody is on battlefield who is ready to fight, Yavadeta Niriksheham, that is what Arjuna told, right, in the first chapter. Yavadeta Niriksheham, let me see who are the people on each side of the battlefield. And he is ready to take his bow and arrow to fight. At that moment, Gita is told. So that is very indicative that Gita is applicable not only in comfortable time, but also equally, rather more, on the other time, which is at the time of war, emergency, extreme situations. So when we say that, oh, I don't have time, itna time hi sansar mein se kahan milta hai? When we say that, we have to remember that Gita was told in a very emergency time. That means that Gita is applicable more even in emergency time, in urgent situations. What can be more urgent situation than a war? When there are 18 Aukshayani Sena, 18 Aukshayani, millions of people. So millions of people are ready to fight in a war. Millions will die. In such a situation, Gita is told. In other words, Gita is applicable at every moment. There is no time in our life when Gita is not applicable. In extreme situation, in total busy time, totally occupied in our life, there is still applicability of Gita, and we should learn from Gita. Rather, because it is told in the war, it is told that before you do the war, you must have Gita in your mind. Before you go in the war. And life is a war, we know life is a challenge at every moment. So that means Gita is applicable at every moment in our life. So on the occasion of Gita Jayanti, we should remember some of these points. That people say that, oh, it is not, I don't have time, then this is the point. It is the time to read Gita. There is never a wrong time. There is never a preoccupied time for telling Gita. That is number one part. Second thing, there are so many parts, but we will take some couple of minutes here. The second part is people say that Gita is very complicated. It's very difficult to understand. I 100% agree. And the reason for that is because our education system at present is only bread oriented. We are told and we are taught how to earn our bread and butter. Maximum number of bread and butter, maximum amount of bread and butter, fastest and easiest, and if possible free. And now, that is what we are taught. So naturally, when Gita is coming in the way, it is also told in Sanskrit. So that is another language barrier. Who learns Sanskrit nowadays? No one. Yeah. By learning Sanskrit, who will earn money? Will you be promoted if you learn Sanskrit in your life? No, you should learn English. Yeah. Java, C++, ABAP, yeah, programming languages, Python. You learn that and you will get money. And with that money, you will get the comfort of the life. That is what we are taught. So I always say one sentence. We are taught how to earn money. But we are not taught how to use money. And that is where the problem starts. Earning money in different way is not wrong. It must be there, otherwise how our life will go. So there is nothing wrong in earning money. There is nothing wrong in getting married. There is nothing wrong in having kids. There is nothing wrong. For a common man, it is very simple thing to live happily. To have a house, to have a car, nothing wrong. It is necessity of life. So we do it. There is nothing wrong. But how will we spend it? After the money comes, whether I use the money for better purposes or I become a drunkard. I start pushing the people away. I kick the people when I have more money, more power. How I will use my resources is never taught in any of the education system. In universities and at home. Yeah, father will tell us, बेटा ये पढ़ो बहुत कमाएगा, या ये धंधा करो बहुत पैसा कमाएगा. But the father will never tell, after you get the money, how will you use the money? Where will you use the money? When to use the money? How much to use the money? Which areas you have to use the money? We are not told that. We are not taught. And that is why there is a problem in the whole world we are seeing. And Gita is teaching us that. Gita is teaching us where to use money. Money means resources. It's not money means dollar or rupees. Money means resources. Whatever resources we have. That is why the example of Shabri, Sri Ram, when Sri Ram is going to Shabri ashram, what is Shabri offering? Bear. Yeah, the wild berries. That also half tasted. What you can offer is not limited to how much and what is the value in terms of money you are offering. When you will have the resources, where will you use it? That is what Shabri is teaching us. That is what that old beggar woman is teaching us, who gave her half cloth. She was having only one half torn cloth, a very small cloth. And she cut it half and gave it to Tathagat Buddha. And Buddha accepts it. Buddha doesn't accept the rich people offerings. He doesn't accept gold and silver. He accepts the half cloth of a beggar woman, old lady. When Sita Mata gives the moti ki mala, the pearl mala to Hanumanji, Hanumanji breaks it. If my resources are not useful for the work of the Rama, जो राम के काम में नहीं आता उसका कोई काम नहीं है मुझे. If whatever resources and power I earn, if it is not useful for the work of Ram, there is no use. So in our scripture, in multiple places it is taught to us where to use. But unfortunately, in our present day education system, being totally bread oriented, we are not taught where to use our resources. And Gita is teaching not only where to use, Gita is teaching us how to use, what should be your psychology while using it. And that is why Gita is our mother. And because she is our mother, we are celebrating her birthday. And yesterday was her birthday. Yesterday was Gita Jayanti. Yesterday was the day on which Sri Krishna told Shrimad Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjun. That is why we celebrate it. It is not celebrated just for, oh, Gita Jayanti, hey, chalo celebrate karte. No. There is a purpose. And there is a commitment to be done. On the day of Gita Jayanti, how do we celebrate? We have to make a commitment. What will I do for the next year till the next Gita Jayanti in my life? How will I learn? How will I live my life? What is my commitment? That is what is Gita Jayanti and celebration of Gita Jayanti. I hope everybody must have given at least 2 minutes to Gita Jayanti and to think about Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. So let us go further on our Shrimad Bhagavad Gita study, and we have reached the 67th sloka of 2nd chapter. Sankhya Yoga Nama Dvitiyo Adhyaya. This is the Sankhya Yoga. And last time we studied in detail about the word prasad. What is prasad? How the prasad is to be accepted. Grahan karna. There is no equivalent word in English for grahan. There is acceptance. Svikar karna. Equivalent of acceptance is svikar. Prasad ka svikar karna. That's not the term in Hindi. In Hindi it is grahan karna. But in English, because we have got the lecture in English, unfortunately we have to use the word accept. But in real meaning it is prasad ka grahan karna. So how to grahan the prasad? What is prasad? How will we get prasad? That is what we learned last time. That is what we thought about last time. And we will go further on 67th sloka now. So I'll first do the chanting and then we'll go further. Indriyanam hi charatang yanmano no vidhiyate tadasya harati prajna vayur nama vivabhasi. Let us understand what it means. Indriyana hi charata. Charata means we are connected. When we are living our life, our indriya, our senses are connected. Connected to whom? When they are roaming, when they are connected with the objects, with the experiences. So indriyana hi charata yan manonu vidhiyate. Remember, our senses are not only the one which are getting connected. It is through our mind. If our mind is not there, our senses will not work. Our senses will not give us that amount and that extent of experience, happy or sorrow, to our mind. Because mind will be somewhere else. And that is why yan manonu vidhiyate. Yan manonu vidhiyate. The one anu vidhiyate means become constantly engaged. Wherever the mind is engaged is the sensual experiences, and mind is constantly engaged is a involvement, is a person's mind is entangled with that indriya. So while working through the senses, when somebody's mind is connected to even one sense, tadasya harati prajna. Prajna, intellect. Buddhi, harati, carries away. When the mind is even entangled even with one sense, that will be enough to take away the intellect from our brain, from our life, and what will happen? Vayur nava miva basi. Vayur nava. Vayur nava. Vayu means the wind, and nava means the boat. God has given us an example. When the strong winds blows, it takes away the boat. In the same way, when the mind is entangled with even one sense, it will take away all the pragya, all the intellect. That is the meaning, that is the verbal meaning. That is the verbal meaning of this sloka. जल में वायु जैसे नाव को हर लेता है, वैसे ही विषयों में विचरती हुई इंद्रियों के बीच में जिस इंद्रिय का अनुकरण मन करता है, वह एक ही इंद्रिय उसकी प्रज्ञा को हर लेती है. दिस इज इन हिंदी. In English it will be, just as strong wind sweeps away a boat off its charted course on the water, even one of the sense on which the mind focuses can lead the intellect astray, can take away. So here the point is focus. One of the important word, we are told that you do meditation. We are always told you do meditation and you focus. You improve your focus. We already have you improve your focus. You develop the habit of focusing. That is what is told in meditation. But we already have the habit. We already have the resource. I will use the word, the capacity to focus. We have. It is only where we apply. That is what comes. So let us talk about it. In focus, suppose there is a newly married couple. You know, this is an example of when we travel by bus. Mainly, it is more of, applicable to the Indian, geographical conditions. So there is a newly married couple who is traveling, and they are traveling through the bus, public transport. So the conductor comes, and conductor is asking, ticket, where you want to go. But because they are married to each other, and remember, this is not after dating of 4 years. This is a marriage, and then you start understanding each other. So in that condition, they are so much engrossed and interested in each other that they cannot hear even the sound of the conductor. And even conductor knows it. Conductor understands it very well. Conductor says that, you know what, this is a newly married couple. It is going to be busy with each other, so I am not going to disturb them. So he goes away, and then he comes back again after maybe 5-10 minutes and says, cut ticket, and if they are still not listening, he will go away. He knows that their mind is engrossed with each other. That is what is focus. When they are focused with each other, you forget about the surrounding. Yeah, the power of senses in human life. So even though the other senses are well in control, even one sense is enough to take away the intellect of a human being. That is what is being told. Let us take example how much strong a focus on a sense is. It is not the sense, remember, it is the focus on the sense we are talking about now. So when it is focused on the sense, it is very important to understand with various examples. Let us take the sense of smell, the nose, the smell. A bee, a honey bee, a bee gets trapped. We know the story of a bee who gets trapped in the lotus flower. The lotus flower closes in the night and opens up in the daytime. When the bee is so much focused about the smell, the fragrance coming from the flower, the bee sits there. Even though the lotus flower closes, bee doesn't go away. We know the other vegetation like bell. There is a flower which is bell shape. It has got such a great fragrance that even though it is a trap for the insect goes in with only one sense of smell. Just with the smell, the insect is attracted and it goes into that bell-shaped flower and finally gets eaten up by the flower. Only one sense. Smell. Smell is also used for elephants. When we try to catch the wild elephant, when they try to catch wild elephant, what do? They keep a female elephant on the other side of a road, and then they make a big ditch in between, which is covered by lightweight bamboos and grass. The elephant cannot see that there is a big ditch in between. Elephant can only see the lady elephant, the female elephant. It is attracted to the smell of the female elephant, and it runs towards it, and when the elephant goes over there, it falls in the ditch and people catch it. So smell is such a great impacting sense for elephant, for the bee, in our example which you have taken. Yeah, the sound is for the snake. Just by merely the sound and the movement, the sound means vibration. A snake cannot hear, but a snake can feel the vibration in the wind. So when the sound is created, the sound creates that type of vibration, and those vibrations are so much loved by the snake. You can catch a snake by the sound. Sound is even a maximum capacity, the most venomous snake can be easily caught by the sound. That is a sense of hearing, sense of taste, sense of cleaning. It will be interesting to know that how a black jaguar can be caught very easily. What is happening? Jaguar is a very, very strong animal. If you want to fight with it, if you want to catch it with power, it is almost impossible. It will hurt the jaguar so much that you can't catch it immediately. So how to catch a jaguar? Very simple. Jaguar likes cleanliness, the skin. The sense is the sense of skin. So what do people do? They put the very, very sticky, the wild juice from various type of trees and the vines. They put it on the floor of a cave where jaguar is living. When jaguar comes, jaguar gets the sticky, a gummy stuff on the skin. So what jaguar does? Jaguar is busy cleaning it now. Like a cat is cleaning with the cat is cleaning the paw. Jaguar is from the cat side of the animals. So jaguar starts cleaning it. Jaguar doesn't like a single unclean spot on the body. We know many humans also. They also like the same way, right? So jaguar likes it. And jaguar is so engrossed and busy in focused in cleaning that sticky gum, which is so sticky that it cannot be removed so easily. People can come even near to jaguar and put a net on it and catch the jaguar, and even within the net, the jaguar is still trying to lick and clean itself from the sticky nectar. That is the sense. That is the sense of touchiness of the skin. Now imagine a human has got super brain. Human has got the best brain in the world, and human and because with the best brain, with the best mind, you can enjoy the best senses. A human can enjoy the smell, the touch, the hear, everything in a much better way. Because human is having that capacity given by the God. So when that capacity is given by the God, it is more necessary for human to control and observe how the senses are pulling it, or they are using the senses for their own purpose. Yeah, we have seen very good people going into a very bad habit. They have got everything good. They are everywhere good. They are knowledgeable. They are educated. They have got a lot of money. They are beautiful. They are very healthy. They are powerful. But only one sense in their life is pulling their mind so much that they commit a mistake and they go into big problems. Who else is a better example than Ravan? Ravan was having all the knowledge. He is a guy who gave the singing method to the Vedas. Vedo ko jisne swar diya. Vedo ko swar diya. How to sing the Vedas is taught by Ravan. He was a great disciple. He was a devotee of Shankar. It was not that he was not believing in God and goddesses. During the war with Ram, he went for 8 days or 9 days of Anushthan with the Devi. So he was believing in God. It is not that he was not believing in God. He was not atheist. And he was powerful naturally. We know how much powerful he was. He cannot be killed. He has a boon. He has got 10 heads. You kill one head, it will come again. He was very powerful. And he was having lots of money also. A person whose even citizens are having golden roof means what level of economic development, what level of economic condition of the country, and the security system, technology. The Lanka was extremely safe. Nobody can touch it. Nobody can win it. Nobody can even go there without permission of Lankini. So there is technology, there is money, power, economic power, there is knowledge, there is faith. He was having faith. He was a disciple of Shankar. Knowledgeable, everything, but one sense. And he commits a mistake. And that is make the fall of Ravan. That is what it is even here. Now here it is interesting to see that the example is given of a boat. Why did the God give the example of a boat? He could have given an example of a tree. How a tree is uprooted by the wind. That is also possible. Why did God give an example of a boat? Here, God gave us the example that a human is like a boat. Like a boat is an object which has been identified to represent the intellect. Harati pragna, tadastya harati pragya payur nama vibhavasi. Our intellect is a boat. So why it is told as a boat? What is a boat? Number one, a boat has a capacity to go over any length of water. In other words, our intellect is like a boat in which we can sit and go through the tough conditions in our life. That is the first part, as a boat. That is how the boat is representing us and our intellect. Second part is, we are always telling Sansar to Sagar hai. Sansar Sagar hai. Sansar is represented as a water, a big mass of water. Sagar hai, ocean hai. It is an ocean. And to pass through an ocean, you need a boat. You cannot swim it. You will get tired, but if you are in a boat, you can pass through it. And to pass through a Sansar Sagar, you need an intellect. And that is why intellect is represented here by the representation of a boat. The boat can float. The boat has got its own capacity to float. Unless you make a hole in the boat, or unless something wrong is done with the boat, in other words, unless something wrong is done with the intellect, the boat will be able to float by itself. And when the boat is able to float by itself, it will be able to take you and carry you across. That is why the boat is there. So, sometimes the boat is anchored and sometimes not, sometimes it is under sailing. In other words, we should know when to anchor the boat and when to sail. कब बुद्धि को कहाँ चलाना है और कहाँ रुकाना है. where to stop the intellect and where to use the intellect. That is why this boat is a great example. We can go with longer discussion, but we have to go through this sloka. But that is why the boat is representing our intellect. During the time when there are so strong winds coming, you have to control the boat. Do not let your intellect go bizarre. Let your intellect be strong and steady on the path. That is what the intellect is for. That is why the example of a boat is given. Now the boat needs strong engine. If there is no good engine or not good big sails, a boat cannot go. And we need a good engine to direct. And that is where again here the need of guru is coming. When our intellect is not trained, we need a guru, we need a direction, we need a captain. Now that captain, maybe you can take God as a captain, you can take guru as a captain, you can take scriptures as a captain. That is what is keeping our boat in the right direction. That is what it is. And sailing through the water means moving in the world. Do not get distracted by what is happening around. Never get distracted. Keep yourself in focus. Whatever your work is, continue with your work. Yeah, there will be always disturbances coming. The boat will rock. The boat will, shake and rock and lot of things, and sometimes the water will come in the boat and you have to take it out. It happens. That will happen. But never deviate from your work, from your direction which you have decided. That is what the boat is representing. So here again, it is emphasized that you do not lose your intellect while experiences through our senses. The senses should not be, even one sense is enough for us to take away our pragya. When we are given so many senses, so much senses by the God, we have to be more careful. That is why it is told the example of the wind which takes away our pragya, our intellect, our steadfastness in our life. So we'll go to the next sloka, 68th sloka. Tasmadyasya mahabaho nigruhitani sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhya stasya pragya pratisthita. Yeah, God is explaining us further. What is God explaining? That restrained senses here, tasmadyasya mahabaho. Mahabaho means great warrior. God is telling Arjun's one name is Mahabaho, one who is a great warrior. Tasmad, therefore, Mahabaho, therefore Arjun, Nigruhitani sarvashaha. Nigruhi means restrained. Sarvashaha, completely. Here sarvashaha has got two meanings. Completely and everywhere, or everything. Restrained. The word here, important part is restrain. This word restrain is only in Sanatan Dharma. Restrain is a word only in Sanatan Dharma. The path of restraint is explained in Sanatan. All other schools of thoughts are either telling about abstaining or indulging into sin if you are consuming. This is what is told. हाँ, ये करोगे तो पाप में पड़ोगे और नरक में जाओगे. That is what is explained. The fear of sin and the result in hell, or the good conduct and the reward of heaven. That is what is being told to us. And that is what we try to do always. Nigruhit means vash mein ki hui. हाँ, इसलिए हे महाभावो, जिस मनुष्य की इंद्रियों के विषयों से सर्वथा निगृहित वश में की हुई है, उसकी बुद्धि स्थिर है. Senses, in the term of senses, it is very interesting to see here. Let us see the English translation. Therefore, one who has restrained the senses from their objects, O mighty arm Arjun Mahabaho, is firmly established in transcendental knowledge. Here, there can be two ways we can see that. But let us first of all talk about the restraint, the knowledge of Sanyam. Sanatan Dharma is talking about Sanyam. संयम से रहना चाहिए. कंज्यूम करो, यूज करो. गुलाब जामुन खाओ मगर 2 खाओ. 20 गुलाब जामुन मत खाओ, वो आपकी तबीयत को खराब करेगा. संयम, restrain. You consume, you possess. So let us see what is संयम. संयम की डेफिनेशन क्या हो सकती है? What is संयम and where it is applicable? So first of all, we have to understand what is संयम. So संयम is applicable in a specific conditions. संयम is not applicable everywhere. Somebody will say कि मैं तो संयम से हूँ. मैंने कभी जिंदगी में सिगरेट नहीं पी, मैं संयम रखता हूँ. But because you didn't like it, आपको पसंद नहीं था. जैसे somebody will say that I didn't eat the bitter melon. मैंने करेला का भाजी नहीं खाया. संयम. मगर उसको पसंद ही नहीं था करेला का भाजी. उसमें संयम कैसा? वो संयम नहीं है. तो संयम कहाँ एप्लीकेबल होता है? Where is संयम applicable? That is what is understood to be understood first. Number 1, what are the conditions in which a Sanyam is to be executed? This is number 1. First is, it is with you and in complete possession under absolute ownership. The object is with you in complete possession and under the complete ownership. जो मेरा है ही नहीं. I have got a Sanyam. I don't indulge or I don't want a Ferrari. I have a Sanyam. But you do not have capacity to even buy that. You don't have money to buy Ferrari. So how come you can say that I have a Sanyam on Ferrari? You cannot say. A Sanyam is applicable where there is an absolute ownership. And it is in possession of you. And it is near you, not away. That is a condition in which there are no restriction like time and space. And it is allowed through legal and social rights and rules. It is allowed. खा सकते हो. 2 क्या 4 गुलाब जामुन भी खा सकते हो. मेरी प्लेट में है, मेरी रेफ्रिजरेटर में से मैंने निकाला है. I have removed it from my refrigerator. It is in my plate now in front of me on the dining table in my house. Nobody in the world can tell that you do not consume it. Nobody can stop me. It is allowed through legal and social rules and rights. That is the situation. It is available anytime and any amount as desired. जितना चाहिए उतना. It can be consumed as much you want. Means there is an abundance. And it is available more than needed. It is available more than needed. एक ही समोसा है, गरीब आदमी है, he has got only one samosa. He will eat that samosa and say, Sanyam, मैं तो एक ही समोसा खाता हूँ. I will eat only one samosa. A beggar has got only one samosa. Today he found in, he got in begging, and now he is eating that and he is telling, oh no, I am having Sanyam. I eat only one samosa. That is not Sanyam. Sanyam doesn't mean that. You have abundance in possession. That is the situation. In consumed, you can consume. And it is a thing of liking also. I don't Karela ka bhaji pasand nahi. I don't like Karela. I don't like bitter melon. So I will say that, oh, I have not taken any Karela in my life, I have not taken it. It is a thing of liking. You are liking that object to consume and experience. That is the situation. So situation is what? It is in possession, it is near you, it is legally allowed to you, there is no one who can control it, it is available in abundance, it is available more than required, and we have a liking of it, of that thing. We like to consume it, we feel happy by consuming it. जिसको by experiencing it, सुख की प्राप्ति, you feel happy by consuming that object. And last but not the least is you have got the capacity to experience it. You take, I got an example, my own life example. I went to India with my father to Taj Mahal. I told him my mother wanted to see Taj Mahal, so with the husband, that is my father. So she wished, and they never got a time, unfortunately, somehow. So we went with so I went to see Taj Mahal in India with my parents. But by then, my father had the problem of glaucoma, and he almost lost his eyesight. He lost his eyesight. So we were standing in front of Taj Mahal, and my mother was very happy to see Taj Mahal. She was holding hand of my father, and she was telling, oh, see, there is a beautiful Taj Mahal in front of us and all that. But my father told that, I don't know, I can't see now. So even if you keep me standing in front of a tree, or standing, facing in the reverse direction, and tell me that in front of you there is Taj Mahal, it doesn't make any difference to me. It is same thing to me. It is same. Why? Because I can't see it. So for me, Taj Mahal is only in my memory. Whatever pictures I have seen during my young age, when I was able to see. So here the capacity of Sanyam is last but not the least is also that our senses are capable. Our senses are capable to experience it to the fullest. That is a condition. These are all the conditions under which a Sanyam is to be executed. बाकी टाइम पे संयम नहीं है. Other time there is no संयम. Other time either there is a compulsion, or there is a control. Lachari hai, compulsion. If that is the case, then we cannot say that it is Sanyam. A Sanyam will be executed only when it is available in abundance, legally, more than required, of liking, and my senses can enjoy it. When all these things are in action, in existence, and still I do not consume to the extreme condition, then only it is a definition of Sanyam. Otherwise, there is no Sanyam. So anybody who says that I have got a Sanyam, he or she has to think in the mind, are these conditions there? If it is not, then it is not the Sanyam. Because, and why we have to understand it is also important. Because if one of these conditions are removed, the kid likes to eat candy. The kid loves to eat so much candy, unlimited amount of candy. And putting so much of sugar in the body is not good. So mother is sitting there is a jar of candy in front. And the kid is also sitting there. Kid will not take more than one candy from the jar when mother is looking at it. The moment mother is removed, the moment mother is away, kid will start taking, full 10 candies, 20 candies in the mouth. So when the condition is removed, the mind indulges into the same sensual happiness. That is why the definition of Sanyam is when there is no control and still willingly and happily we limit the consumption through our senses. Indriyani indriyarthebhya. The happiness in the senses is controlled. It is not the sensing control. It is not that you burn your tongue or you poke the thing in your eyes. You put chili powder in your eyes. No, it is not the control of the senses. It is the indulgence in the happiness is controlled. That is what is Sanyam. The definition of Sanyam. So Sanyam is a function we call in the technology, in the programming language or in mathematics, we can say that Sanyam is a function of the brain and not mind. A Sanyam can be executed, a Sanyam can be trained, a Sanyam can be understood through the intellect, through the brain, not through the mind. A mind cannot have a Sanyam because mind is there to experience the happiness through the sense. So Sanyam is for the intellect. A intellect has to say to the mind that this is enough and now we have to stop here. That is where the Sanyam starts. So between the mind and the intellect, one who is stronger will prevail. If the mind is stronger, it will become like a Vayu is taking, the wind is taking the boat. Yeah, the mind will take the intellect with it. Yeah. And then people, we have already heard, I don't care, I will keep smoking. Even if doctor is told, no, don't smoke. We keep smoking. Doctor is told, don't eat sweet. We still keep eating sweet. Yeah. Government is told, don't drive very fast. On a road of 50 kilometers, we drive 80 kilometers. Then we get into accident. It is everywhere. It is internal as well as external. External is easy to understand, but internally also it is same thing. Yeah. So how to do it? Number one is that keep the intellect stronger. Now, how to do the intellect stronger? How our intellect can be stronger than mind? One of the easy way is that enjoy it through the mind and not enjoy it through the enjoyment of senses is through the mind. But enjoyment of the feeling is through the brain. Let us take a very simple example. We say here in North America and everywhere in the world also in the field of medicine that a person is dead when a person is brain dead. It is not the physical, it is the brain dead. That is why when a person is died or not is checked by checking the pupil of a human being. Because pupil is not controlled. Pupil is, the movement of the pupil is through the brain, but it is not controlled willingly by the human being. So when they put a very powerful light in the eyes of a person, if the pupil doesn't become small or big, that means the person is brain dead. And then the person is pronounced dead. Till then, a person is not pronounced dead. A person is told in coma or whatever. A dead person is only when the brain is dead. When the brain stops reacting, then the person is dead. So, brain is important to experience. Suppose a person is in coma. When a person is in coma, you put a chili or you on his mouth, in his mouth, or you poke a needle in the feet, the person doesn't react. Why? Because the intellect and mind both are gone. They are sleeping. They are in coma. They are not active. A person who has been given anesthesia, same thing. You do anything with the person will not react. Person will not feel the pain. Person will not feel the happiness. That is what happens in anesthesia. Now there is a second layer. Second layer is when the mind is occupied. When the mind is occupied, you do not enjoy. We have taken that example multiple times. When you are sad, you are eating any amount of food, any quality of food, you will not enjoy it. That is one of the reasons why we are telling kids that do not eat while watching the television or do not watch television while eating, because you will never enjoy the food. You will never understand what is the taste of a food. If somebody asks how was the taste, you will not remember it. Because our mind is occupied in the television. So this is a case two. One was where mind and intellect both are dead. The second is when intellect is not active, it is the mind is occupied, so we do not experience it. So Sanyam is to be experienced through the intellect. This is where it is supposed to be. And learning to enjoy through the intellect. Now, how can we say that what we enjoy through the intellect? We have got some experiences, maybe little, maybe 50%, like enjoying a poetry. Somebody is telling us a nice poetry. Very beautiful. अच्छी बहुत अच्छी कविता सुनाई, शायरी सुनाई. Yeah. When we understand a poetry, it is making happiness to the intellect and not to the mind, because mind is connected to the senses and poetry is not connected to the senses. To some extent, it may be connected to the ear, but ear is only to the hearing level. To understand the meaning, the crux of the poem, you need the intellect. And we know that intellect enjoys it. Listening to a poetry is enjoyment. Looking at a picture is enjoyment. Reading a good novel is an enjoyment. These are the enjoyments of intellect. We experience it. So we have to remember, our brain, our intellect has got capacity to enjoy. Or if we cannot go to that level, even for a normal person, you enjoy it through the love. And this is the easiest way. Enjoy through the love. How we can enjoy through the love? Suppose there is a kid and the kid wants to eat the ice cream. We have taken this example multiple times. And the father says, okay, let us go to the ice cream shop. They go to the ice cream shop. The kid is taking the whatever flavor of ice cream the kid loves. And now kid is eating the ice cream. The father doesn't eat that ice cream. The kid says, taste it, see it is so good. Father may even taste it also. But the father likes to see kid enjoying the ice cream. That is a experience of intellect through love. The father loves the kid, and because kid is enjoying through his or her senses, the father enjoys the sweetness of ice cream through the kid's tongue. The mind of the father is not connected to the senses of the kid. He is not actually experiencing the sweetness on his tongue. But still, the father loves to see the kid eating ice cream. This is an experience of enjoyment by the intellect through love. That is what it is. Yeah. Knitting sweater for a child or an old father, we have seen. Nowadays, see, the thing is that we are having everything ready-made, industrialized. Yeah. You need a sweater, you go out and you buy $50, $100 sweater. Yeah, you buy that. There is no that fun of knitting a sweater is gone. But I will not keep banking on it. I'll just go. I try to keep away from those things. But imagine, you remember the old time when we were knitting the sweater. It takes time. You take, you bring the wool or any other threads which you want to knit. And then you bring all the tools and everything, and then you start knitting. You make some mistake, maybe you have to remove it again and put another one. And you keep knitting and knitting, and this is love. And while knitting, you think about the baby to come. Yeah. Suppose a person's daughter is pregnant, there is a baby to come after maybe 5 months. So they have got 5-month period, 5-month time. In 5 months, I will make a nice, a towel or a sweater or a cap for the baby, the newborn, and that grandma is knitting it. This is intellectual happiness. A love, intellectual happiness through love. The other was intellectual happiness through, the poems and all. There is no love there, but you still enjoy it. Now I will try to connect this to last time's lecture. Prasad is exactly same thing. You enjoy the happiness through your senses, but as a prasad. We enjoy. Yeah, खाओ, लड्डू खाओ, पेड़े खाओ, श्रीखंड खाओ, कौन ना कहता है? हाँ, खाओ, आराम से खाओ. You eat it. शीरा खाओ, हाँ, सूजी का हलवा, eat everything, but as a prasad, through the love, enjoying through the love and putting an intellect into it. Then it becomes a prasad, what we discussed in length last time. And you enjoy it. So, while enjoying that, we will not be dragged away. Indriyarthebhya. The feeling of senses, the experience of enjoyment in the senses will not pull us away, will not pull our intellect, and it will become a steady thing. Yeah, this is very interesting, because this can be told in another way also. It is told here that जिस मनुष्य की बुद्धि स्थिर है वो उसके वश में की हुई है. Yeah, here let me go into the English version here. Therefore, one who has restrained the senses from the objects is established into the transcendental knowledge. He is a person whose brain is steadfast. That is how it is experienced. So we have to understand the relationship. There is we have got another 2 minutes. Maybe we can experience that. The Murti Puja is also coming through the same thing. When it is a relationship of object and subject. When the subject is moving, the object becomes steady. When the object is moving, the subject becomes steady. When we go to watch a movie, because the movie is moving, the subject becomes steady. The object is moving. But when we start moving, the object goes. The object becomes steady. That is what happens. We will discuss about it maybe later, when the another sloka comes. But to understand the enjoyment through intellect, one of the another method is concentration. And that is why the whole Murti Puja has come. If we cannot understand that the omnipresent God, if we cannot understand that the God is everywhere and we cannot see God everywhere, at least see the God in the Murti. That is why the whole idol worship has come in, which has been also very well misunderstood. So it will come in the next sessions. We have got only 1 minute here now, so we will close this. We will start with 69th sloka next week, when we again meet at 10 o'clock at Durga temple over here, and go from 69th sloka on 2nd chapter. Till then, I wish everyone a happy time, and this weekend is warm enough, so you may enjoy some warm weather, and we will be meeting maybe on the last day of this year. We'll be there if there are no programs over here, or we will be meeting in the next year 2024. So till then, I wish everyone a very happy festive time and a very happy holiday time. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramadhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah.